What is up, YouTube? That's here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys some replays from a smaller side tournament I played at SoCal Regionals. After the main event happened, if you still wanted to play, you could pay like $5, enter these smaller side tournaments, win some cool prizes from the Pokemon Company, and that's just what I did. I ended up winning this tournament. It's technically my first tournament win of 2016, even though, like I said, it is a smaller tournament. It's not nearly on the scale of like a regional or even like a stacked PC. It's pretty much like on the scale of like a regular Premier Challenge, I guess. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I didn't win any CP. I won some cool swag, played some really cool games, and that's what we're here to talk about, is some pretty cool games. We're going up against Mondo in Game 1, who has Murkrow, Raichu, a Barbacle, and a Greninja. Really weird to see that this guy didn't bring his Mega, or sorry, not Megas, his Legendaries. He had Mewtwo and Yveltal and just kind of didn't bring them. I guess Yveltal's not really great against Xerneas, and I did have a Mega Gengar in my team at this time, so I understand him not bringing the Mewtwo as well. But without further ado, we're going to get into it, and note that he has Raichu and I have Raichu. I really do hate bringing Raichus versus Raichu, because it risks the whole game on a potential speed tie of who fake outs. So once I see this Raichu, it's really going to influence my turn 1, because I would love to go fake out that Murkrow and Geomancy. But what happens if I go for the fake out, he fake outs me first, like fake outs my Raichu, and then taunts my Xerneas? I'd be wasting my time. So we're trying to fake out the Murkrow just because Murkrow's a problem. And he fake outs me back. That just does a ton of damage. We can assume this is a physical Volt Tackle Raichu. As I go for a Dazzling Gleam over Geomancy here. Damage is damage. I actually thought it would still KO the Murkrow, and I just thought he would taunt me. So I'm going to switch out my Raichu here, in for Groudon. It's not that I was expecting an electric attack or anything, but I just think that I need a lot more field pressure. I need a lot more tempo, and I can't really Volt Switch with an opposing Raichu on the board. I mean, I could have tried to encore his fake out there, but I mean, that would mean I would have to win another speed tie. I don't really want to risk it, as we see a Swagger come out from his Murkrow. Remember, Murkrow is a prankster user, so Swagger is definitely a thing it can do. It's definitely annoying here, as he goes for a Brick Break with Raichu, and like, these attacks are pretty weak, even though he's Life Orbed, but I always like to see Brick Break, because I think screens are amazing, and Brick Break breaks those walls down. My Xerneas hits a Self-Confusion. That kind of sucks, as we see a Thunder Wave from Murkrow, and I'm like, wait, did you just Thunder Wave me with your Raichu on the board? Because that means you are using static, my friend. I mean, I think that is super cool. I think it's amazing that like, he could get away with that. But holy moly, like, static Raichu with Thunder Wave Murkrow, that is like next level mind games right there. Xerneas is going to snap out of confusion, or should I say, Hubert is going to snap out of confusion, Dazzling Gleam this Murkrow, and pick up a double KO that turn. So, while we're waiting for his next two Pokemon to come out, it's going to be Greninja and Barbacle. What would you guys do against a Barbacle? I mean, I guess it goes no Shell Smash, potentially, but my board is incredibly threatening right now. We're going to see Greninja go for a Grass Knot. Its protein is going to transform it into a Grass type, and Grass Knot deals damage based off the target's weight. So, it almost takes out my Groudon. Does like 80% to my Groudon. We're going to come in hot with the Precipice Blades. I think Barbacle probably has like Sturdy or something, or it's just like, yeah, is that Sash? It's something. Yeah, there's a Focus Sash on Barbacle. He's going to go for that Shell Smash. I mean, he has no other option than to try and Shell Smash at this point. But it's, I don't know. I mean, I think Cloyster's probably just better. I've never even seen one of these guys in an actual VGC game before. I come in hot with a Dazzling Gleam. And I think that's probably, yeah, Greninja's like barely left alive. My Xerneas is very, very weak if I don't get a Geomancy off. And he just goes for a Scald, but it evaporates, and he was like hitting himself in the face. It's like, I can't believe I just did that. So Greninja goes down. That's going to be game 1 going up against Mondo. And I just want to know, like, what do you guys think of Murkrow? Murkrow actually made some pretty decent plays. And the only reason why that game legit wasn't a 2 or 3 turn sweep easy was because he had another Raichu, and I didn't want to risk speed ties. I just played incredibly safe that game. Don't hate me for it. The next game in the tournament is going to be so much better. So I got to get that search code going. So bear with me. Alright. Other DS is turning back on. Because I accidentally went out of the menu. So next game, let's add up this code. Oh my gosh, this is such a long code. Normally they're like all like 4 easy like letters or numbers and then like all W's, but this one's all weird. 6G, huh? But yeah, the side tournament was pretty fun. Stuff like that's always a blast to do. It's a great way to unwind and like get rid of that excess salt after the main event. That's what I think about it. Is like I was pretty mad that I didn't make top because I scrubbed out in the last round and I totally threw. I legit threw. I had like 3 Pokemon in like the red versus Rayquaza and I still couldn't win. I didn't like mind games myself, or I just threw it. But I was pretty salty, and this is a great way to unwind. And like I said, I ended up winning the thing. And if I would have got like second, I would have been salty. But we're going up against Moodheman Heart person. I don't know. How would you even pronounce that? But I have my fabled Crobat Gengar. Of course, I'm the Crobat Gengar player with Xerneas and Groudon going up against Cress, Groudon, Salamence, and Xerneas. So definitely a higher level opponent than the first round here. We're just going to hop right into this one. This game is really funny. I should not have won this game. I should have lost. And I will talk about that as the game goes on. So, like I said, the first opponent I fought wasn't very good. So I'm like, I don't know if this guy's going to be good. He has a good team, but like, is he any good? Let's see if I can get away with stuff. So we're going to see Primal Groudon Cress. It obviously looks like if this person knew anything about the game, they would protect Trick Room. I mean, that looks like the play here. I mean, that's what I'd go for, because why else would you really use a Cresselia at this point in the game? But in reality, I could just Super Fang Shadow Ball that Cresselia, and he would have to suck it. I mean, he would have to just, like, deal with it. So I'm in a really weird spot where either I let him get a Trick Room off, or I KO the Trick Room user and then die to Eruption. So I'm in a really weird spot. I decide to go with the only play that won't lose me the game, and just go for a hard nuke on the Groudon slot. And at this point in the game, this guy's like really digging into me. He's like, wow, why do you suck? It's obvious I was protect Trick Rooming. Why do you suck? And he wasn't like great at English. I don't know if like he was, you know when people that don't speak our language are joking, but they're like way too offensive and they don't really notice it? It was one of those situations. So at this point in the game, I can tell this guy knows everything there is to know. He's using gravities. He's doing everything you really need to do. He's going for these Precipice Blades. It's messing up my Crobat, and he's just totally digging into me. He's like, why you let your Crobat die? Why you suck? And I'm like, I don't know, man. And so there's a Trick Room up. I got a Gengar on the board. And at this point in the game, I just start talking to him. I just try to distract him. I'm like, so how was your tournament? What do you think of this move? What are you going to do here? I'm trying to take him out of his comfort zone. Maybe let him like lose track of the Trick Room turns. Because that's the only way. That's the only way I'm winning this game. And it's working because he's leaving this Cresselia in. This Cresselia should have switched like last turn or this turn. But it's not switching. He KOs my Gengar here, but my Groudon is left at 3, and that's not like a lucky roll. Groudon's usually left at about 20% from other Groudon's Precipice Blades, and I Precipice Blade him back, and remember, he does have Gravity up, so I do actually hit his Cresselia too. His Trick Room is coming to a close. We're still talking. He's not switching his Cresselia out like he should, and he doesn't notice it yet. But you guys that have seen some of my videos know that the sweep is incoming. My Groudon protects, obviously. He goes for an Ice Beam. He should have switched out that turn. He goes for a Fire Punch on my Xerneas. And this is not the way to use your last turn of Trick Room. He gets a critical hit. Oh man, that was pretty lame. That crit was pretty lame, but that would have one-shotted any other Xerneas. It's right here where he realizes that he's messed up. Because he looked at that crit and he's like, whoa, it didn't die. And Xerneas is going to get that Geomancy boost, and it's the reverse sweep of the ages. My Groudon and Xerneas have weathered the Trick Room. I mean, pretty much. I go for a double protect, so I know we weathered that Trick Room. And he left his Crest in the whole time. What else was going to happen? He didn't really switch to a Pokemon that had more offensive pressure. And his Trick Room is over. His Pokemon are around half. His dimensions have returned to normal. And it's now my time. I've waited for him to do all his cool stuff. I've waited for him to show me his moves. I'm done waiting. I'm going on the sweep. I go for Precipice Blades. And he's like, why are you Precipice Blading? That could miss. Like, you don't want to do that. And I'm like, you set up gravity, dude. and the gravity increases the accuracy of all moves by a good amount, and it also lets you hit things with levitate. So just like he KO'd my Crobat, who was in the air, I hit his crest with the Precipice Blades. He sends out his Salamence here, and his Xerneas, but a little bit too late, because there's no way you're coming back from my Xerneas already having the Geomancy off. And it gets even better, because this guy, he went from like talking and having fun to just, he's like this. He can't believe it. He's like his whole, I freaking mind crushed this guy. It was so devastating for him. Like, I kind of felt bad, but he was digging into me so hard and saying how bad I was for doing the only play turn 1 that would make it so I didn't lose. If I went for the hard nuke on Cress, and he just decided to not protect, if he decided to like Eruption and Trick Room at the same time, just because, I would have lost. I would have lost the game because I just would have lost both my Pokemon that first turn. So my Xerneas does go down. That kind of sucks, but Fire Punch will be able to seal up the deal on this guy. And oh my gosh, I was so happy. Like, I remember taking the match slip and walking up to turn this thing in, and this guy's just looking at me. His eyes are wide, and he's like, I see the look on his face, and it sounds like, where are you taking my win? That's my win. And he just stayed at the table. He just stayed there. He didn't like say anything. He didn't do anything. He just kind of stayed at the table. And I mean, that was pretty good. I'm pretty good. That was the only thing I could have done. So let's get up the last game. Oh, this is the finals. We're going into the finals here. Oh shoot, I almost uploaded about a video. Okay, so yeah, let me know. I mean, you guys got more comments. You guys could post more than one comment. I wouldn't actually hate it if you posted more than one, because that's like the whole point of this YouTube thing, is to get people commentating on stuff. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Do you guys think he messed up? Do you guys think he got what he deserved? I would like to know. And I'm also trying to kill downtime as I enter in this password. Alright, so this is going to be the finals. Now, it's funny that the finals was against this guy Louie. He's a person who normally does play TCG, and like I said before, I also play TCG. This is a mat that you would have gotten for top cutting the regionals. So it's a pretty cool mat. It pretty much says you went to regionals and didn't suck, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted it. So this guy, normally a TCG player, but has a pretty standard VGC team as well. I like to see Kyurem. Kyurem recently top cut the event. I know it's the standard NorCal Pokemon. Scarf Kyurem, pair it with Meowstic. That's a thing that just top cut this regional. Makes a lot of sense. It's a really fun team to play. We're just going to hop right into this one, get right back into it, and I don't think I've watched this replay since, so I might not be able to cast this one perfectly, but you guys can pretty much see how it's going to go down from Team Preview. So, I go with my Tied and True. I got Raichu Xerneas, or Raichu Hubert, versus Crobat kyurem-w here. Oh, I remember, I make a huge misplay in this game, but it's okay. It's alright. I misplayed so badly, thought I was terrible, and this is going to be good. He goes for the Quick Guard here. Obviously, you want to pair a Quick Guard user with your Choice Scarf user. It makes a lot of sense. So it blocks my Fake Out, and I've said this a lot of times this format already. If you make something Quick Guard, that's technically just like you Fake Outed that Pokemon. So instead of like me Fake Outing Kyurem and him getting a Tailwind off, I just ate an attack, clocked my Sash, and he didn't get a Tailwind off. I actually think this is better for me than what actually happened, because I still get my Geomancy off, and he doesn't have a Tailwind here. I know I'm potentially risking getting hazed by the Crobat, but I'm fine, because if he'd either lose his Kyurem or switch into something that would take a ton of damage from Dazzling Gleam. So look at this misplay. Oh my gosh, I mean, he's Earth Powering. I actually switched into this to block the Earth Power, forgetting that the Kyurem has Turbo Blaze, which is the same type of ability as Terravolt and Mold Breaker. So I lost my Gengar for free, because Turbo Blaze lets them moves hit defenses like they don't really even matter. So it lets you bypass things like Levitate, which my Gengar had. So we one-shot the Kyurem-w, that's pretty cool. And he just cross-poisons me. He cross-poisons me. And his eyes have just gotten wide, because this is a Life Orb cross-poison. And he's like, did you intimidate me? And I'm like, no. And he's like, because normally that does about 90%. And I'm like, I'm sure it does. And he's like, so you intimidated me? And I was like, no, I didn't. And he's like, that's the only explanation why that wouldn't do like 90%. And I'm like, I don't know, man. He's like, are you hacking? And I'm like, no, you just, maybe you low rolled. And remember, guys, my Xerneas is full HP defense. I can eat those cross poisons for days. And I eventually tell him at the end of the game, like, no, I'm not cheating. Here, look at my Xerneas, it's full defense. And he's like, ah, yeah, that would do it. But, I mean, it was pretty funny to see it. So, he has to withdraw his Groudon back into this game. He's withdrawing his Groudon, coming in with, what is this Pokemon? A Salamence. He's putting an Intimidate back up on me. But I actually do think that so, he's going to lose his Salamence for this, right? Obviously, I'm going to be going for Dazzling Gleam. But him intimidating my Groudon makes it so his Groudon will be able to live through my Groudon and be able to trade with my Groudon. So, it's not actually a terrible play. It's not I understand. Alright, it's bad. It's bad. You wouldn't want to do that. But at this point, what else was he really gonna do? You see what I mean? Like, what else? What other plays did he have? Once I pretty much took out his Kyurem, I pretty much won the game, and he was just so on tilt at this point because his Crobat didn't, like, one-shot my Xerneas. He, like, couldn't believe that his Crobat couldn't do, like, 90% of my Xerneas. I hit my Precipice Blades. That's always fun. I also want to note that I didn't miss a single Precipice Blades in all 3 of the tournaments I played all weekend. I hit 4 double protects, and I hit like 8 or 9 Precipice Blades. I had such good luck in that regard. So, that was the finals against Louis. I won a pretty thick Greninja mat. It's under a bunch of cards right now, or else I would show it to you guys. Like I said, this was my first tournament win of the season. It didn't really award CP, which kind of sucks, but it was like a sentimental victory. Like, my whole weekend wasn't lost. I realized I'm not terrible. And that's just as valuable as winning a CP. I mean, I'm still doing alright in CP. I have about 150. If I do well at the next regional and get like top 64 at Nats, as well as do well in a couple Premier Challenges, I should still be able to make it to Worlds. So my season is okay. Sure, I didn't make top 16 at this regional, but I had a lot of fun. These games were a lot of fun, so I want to know, I've asked you guys a bunch of times, what do you think about these games? What do you think about this format? Leave those comments below. I look forward to answering them. It's my favorite thing to do every morning. So thank you guys for watching this game. I hope you enjoyed all of them, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.